Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about how I feel that the fights in Bleach are underwhelming. So if you don't know, Bleach is coming back this year after 10 years, so I finally thought I should watch it. Since the ending of the anime and manga, Tite Kubo, the mangaka, has done a couple of one-shots like for a continuation of the event after the manga, and another one-shot called Burn the Witch, which is still part of the Bleach universe but based in London. I haven't finished the anime yet. I have 15 episodes left and I'll probably finish it by the time this video comes out, but from the facts I've seen I wanted to make a video about how I feel about them. So at the beginning of the anime, it follows a basic shonen formula of the monster of the week. So the first real fight that I remember is the first time Ichigo meets Renji and Byakuya, which is a very good fight, and it shows the difference in strength that a lieutenant and a captain has of the 13 guard squad compared to Ichigo, as Renji was dealing with Ichigo with ease. Also, the fight showed the potential that Ichigo had, which was cool to see, even in the way that the fight ended was cold with Byakuya showing his strength. So to be honest, the fights in the Soul Society arc were probably the best fights in the anime. The standout fights were Ichigo's fights against Kenpachi, Byakuya and Ukaku were all very good fights and also so fun versus Yuichi. Seeing a hand-to-hand fight was very refreshing in Bleach, as most of the fights were sword based, so swordsmanship. And also Ishida versus the captain of the 12th squad was sick, as it's the first time you see a Bankai, and the design was probably the best design for any Bankai that I've seen. Also seeing the dynamic between the two was very interesting, as the captain of the 12th squad tested on Quincy's, so seeing Ishida's rage in the fight was sick, and also the lengths he would go to win the fight. So the only thing that I had a problem with in that arc was the power scaling, as I don't understand how quickly both Ichigo and Ishida were able to fight captains and beat them in the space of 30 to 40 episodes. This didn't make sense to me, especially Ishida, as his fight with the captain was with the captain having a Bankai, so how does he have captain's level spiritual pressure in the space of 40 episodes? The only thing that kind of defends Ichigo's fight with Kenpachi was the fact that Kenpachi didn't have a Bankai, so they're both fighting in the same state. So here's when the fights for me become underwhelming, was when they were in Huno Muche. The fights for me were kinda dry. The only good fight that I can remember was Ichigo versus Grimjaw, and that was because of the flashbacks added significance to the fights, and seeing how Grimjaw became how he was very interesting. And then Renji and Ishida's fight with the sick Espada was dry as hell, as half of the time was them running, and the comic relief from the two servants of Nell was not very entertaining to watch. It was just them running around, which I found quite annoying. Even when the captain of the 12th squad came into the fight, it was still not a very good fight, as it was just them two tricking each other, which was okay, because I guess it was kind of interesting, the fact that it was a different style of fighting, but I think I just like hand-to-hand combat the best. Also, Renji and Saido's fight against the Zero Espada was very forgetful, as all I really remember was Saido trying to repeat the same move on him here to try and beat him. The fight that Byakuya had against the 7 Espada was nothing special, because you always felt that he was going to find a way to win no matter what the Espada did. That there was no level of intensity to the fight that you felt where Ichigo was fighting Grimjaw. Also, the fight that Ichigo had against Eukarya was very underwhelming, because it was a very one-sided fight. It shows how easy it was for Eukarya to kill Ichigo at any point, and then Plot Armor had to surprisingly had to come through and had to save Ichigo, and the random fact that the hollow part of him saved him was too convenient, and then happens to kill him. And just before Yukari disappears, the fight was going to happen again, and I felt like the fight was going to get good. So it was very anticlimactic, because of the build up didn't live up to the fight, as that fight was built up from the beginning of the arc, when Eukarya went to the world of the living and was looking for Ichigo, and then the way the fight happened, it was very anticlimactic how it ended. The one that probably disappointed me the most was the fight between Aizen and Ichigo, as this again was very anticlimactic. This is because Ichigo did so much training, you felt like it was gonna have an equal fight, but he then somehow was OP, so the fight was done in a couple minutes, which was very underwhelming, because the way that they built it up again, Aizen shouldn't have been beaten that easily. So I was left very unsatisfied because I felt there should have been more of a fight, because it was so one-sided, which made it dead because it was over in a flash. Also, I felt that there was so many fights jumping between the different fights, sometimes took away from certain fights, which kind of contributed to me feeling that the fights were underwhelming. But this isn't just a problem with Bleach. I feel like this is a typical problem with shonen anime when they have several fights going on at once and trying to find a balance between the amount of showtime you show each fight. So me saying all of this about the anime, it is still a very good anime because I enjoyed it and it had many hype moments, which was further emphasized by the sick OST that it had. Like, you knew something was going to go down when that woman started singing. So yeah, that's just what I overall thought about Bleach's fights. I thought that they were underwhelming because of certain aspects of the anime. So yeah, thank you for watching, and remember to like, subscribe and share. Peace.